Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We continue the action here in beautiful Copenhagen, where it's time now to meet our players from England. Please welcome live wire Barry Lynn. And now, ladies and gentlemen from England, be prepared to be entertained by the one, the only. Let's get this party started! Snakebite Peter Wright!
Well, it's time to get this Danish dart party started as Peter Snakebite Wright entered the stage and looked to endear himself to a new legion of fans. Often the darling of the European Tour, Peter Wright, and he's going all out to get the Danish fans on side. We've had Ode to Joy as Barry Lynn walked on. We didn't have an Ode to Joyce in the last match, did we? He was beaten comfortably by Mensur Suljevic. Matt Top also on the wrong end of a Mervyn King comeback. So we've seen a couple of seeded players through in the first two matches of the evening, and some of the top seeded players are to come now. Michael van Gerwen, the world number one, the World Grand Prix champion Darrell Gurney, the world champion Rob Cross, Premier League runner-up and number 2 seed here Michael Smith in the next match against the 2-time world champion Adrian Lewis. But before that, surely the underdog, Barry Lynn, can't get up to his old tricks and knock out Snakebite Wright, Rob Malarkey.
Well, it's a tall order for him, I have to say. I mean, Peter Wright, we know what he's done on the European Tour. He's a multiple Euro Tour champion, and he clearly is the man who, well, for many people, fully epitomises the European Tour. He's an ever-present. He's played in every single one of these European Tour events since its inaugural edition in the Austrian Open in 2012 and the current format that we have. And Peter Wright seems genuinely delighted to be here as well. And I was chatting to Peter briefly backstage before the match started during the Suljevic match, and he was telling me that he's been out to have a look at the crowd surreptitiously, you know, not made it obvious, but he's just sampled the atmosphere, and he says it's something very special indeed. It's a crowd that he clearly wants to endear himself to, and I'm pretty sure he'll find that very easy to do as well. And I just think as well, I think the fact that he won that title, that first title of 2018 last Sunday, beating Rob Cross in the final of Players' Championship 14 in Wigan, I think that will do him the world of good as well. And I thoroughly anticipate that Wright will not only come through this, but I really think he could have a really good run this weekend as well.
Yeah, well, it had been coming, hadn't it, from Peter Wright? Been in several finals this year, including on the European Tour.
57.
The first couple he lost out to Michael van Gerwen. The Pro Tour, I mean, the one that probably people thought he would have won was against Josh Payne in Milton Keynes last month. He just kept
81.
on, fighting on, and eventually picked up his 20th PDC title last weekend. Rob Cross also a winner. Last Saturday, we'll see him in a couple of games' time against Steve
100.
Beaton. But Barry Lynn will not be fazed by the fact that he's got Peter Wright in front of him.
Well, he won't now. I mean, I've got to say, when Barry Lynn was just loitering backstage and waiting in the wings to go on, I thought he looked very, very nervous. I think once he got on stage and once he was within touching distance of starting the match, I think he settled down a bit. But I think as he walked on, he just looked well, nervous as a kitten.
Well,
but I think he's okay now. I think he just wants to get this match up and running, really.
Peter Wright, as you were giving him the build-up before, he embraces it all, doesn't he? Everything that goes with being a modern darts player. But some players are only comfortable when they've got the darts in their hand.
60.
And they're stood at the hockey.
Yeah, well, Barry Lynn came through his opening match yesterday. It was a 6-5 win over Chris Dobie. Remember, this is only his second European Tour tournament. He suffered a 6-0 defeat by Andy Hamilton on his debut in the German Darts Championship over 4 years ago.
Well, a chance to make a mark early on.
146.
146 in front of him. Not going to happen, so Peter Wright will return. Choices for Peter Wright.
60.
16s or 20s. Depends how he feels. Feels like 16 for double top. Easy peasy, Peter.
Yeah.
I think that gets Barry through first.
Well, Barry Lynn has chosen the European anthem, if you like, Ode to Joy, as his walk-on music this weekend.
41.
To perhaps try and win over the Danish public, just to embrace the European attitude, of course, across the continent. Although Denmark did reject the Euro, so I'm not quite sure how much they embrace the wholly new thing. Anyway, we'll put the politics to one side.
140.
Put that down, concentrate on the match, man.
Hiding his face. Mr. Bob Taylor.
140.
Spotter's badge there, Chris.
Been here all weekend. Two-time Lakeside quarter-finalist.
Yeah, reunited with George Noble, a man he knows very well yesterday.
George Noble must have been in more World Championship quarter-finals than any dart player. Peter Wright has left himself 1-2-1.
140.
He might have to take it out because that 140 puts Barry Lynn on a nice tidy two-darter.
I think Bob's watching this.
Having a game of Angry Birds instead.
Bullseye. The
96.
synchronicity there.
It would have been nice if it had gone in. You ruined it, Peter.
One more of those. That's not a bad guide. He's just ever so slightly readjusting, and it's not there.
Well, would normally be 9. Just about, double 8s. Bit wide. He got the correction right in the end.
Indeed he did. And Peter Wright leads the 31-year-old from Braintree by 2 legs to 0. And well, if Barry Lynn was in any doubt about the size of the task ahead of him this evening, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't, he's under no illusions now. Loads of room down the middle for another, but Peter Wright settling for a ton 40.
Got away from him that leg. Gave himself the opportunity but couldn't take it.
82.
And it's a tough school, taking on the best in the world on the big stage. I think what has slightly surprised me, looking at Peter Wright's outfit as he fills up the treble. Not much encouragement for the Danish fans there, is there?
Expecting a red and white number. Maybe
yeah,
that's
Dan Dawson actually said he would put his bottom dollar on the fact that Peter Wright would have some kind of red and white number on today. So I'm going to be claiming that.
Yeah.
Wherever he is.
He's on to find that bottom dollar. It's at the bottom of all the other dollars.
45.
Yeah, it's not a large pile.
Yeah, maybe Peter Wright holding it back for the weekend or for the finals day tomorrow.
Could be right. And it could be a 10-darter.
81.
As Wright returns looking for double 18.
Well,
no score.
Yeah, busting his score so he can start all over again.
Well,
101.
if he goes inside again, there might have not been much value in busting. He's gone outside, so it doesn't matter.
Game shot the third, Peter Wright.
And he finally strikes.
All things Barry throws first. Game on.
Well, many impressive facets and talking points about Peter Wright's title last weekend. Not only beating the world champion in the final for his first title of the year, Peter Wright won all legs on throw in the first 4 rounds of that Players' Championship 14. And of the 42 legs he won during that one, he secured 41 of them in 18 darts or fewer.
81.
And somebody else pointed out to me that he was very, very effective on outshots of 40 to 99. Well over half of those were completed. And a lot of that has come to fruition already today. Did lead 5-1 in the final.
108.
Rob Cross was allowed to come back ever so slightly, but I suspect there might not be too much of a way back here for Barry Lynn if he's not careful.
Yeah, fantastic stuff so far from Peter Wright. A really, really high standard of performance. The best we have seen so far today in terms of the average was Joe Cullen, 105.99, although Cristo Reyes threatened to blow that out of the water early on in his match, which he went on to lose against Darren Webster.
100. 155.
Well, Barry Lynn has had 1 dart at a double so far today. He missed that one. He's down to 157 on his throw, but Peter Wright is in the ascendancy once again here. And Peter Wright, well, we talked about the 41 to 99 checkouts. There's a very, very juicy 155. And even Barry Lynn can only stand back and applaud that one. That was absolutely sublime from the world number 2.
You might as well take a seat, Barry. Get in the crowd, enjoy it, man.
140.
Treble 20, treble 19, double 19. Peter Wright looks to be a man in the mood.
You see his average approaching that 100 mark.
That would be well over 100 had he not squandered all those doubles. Not say all those doubles, he did squander a few doubles, didn't he?
So it's one of those strange ones where it looks better than the average suggests, because he's had those key moments. He was on a 10-darter in one leg, takes out the 155 in the last one.
But he busted his score, he deliberately busted his score when he came inside on the double 9. And that sees his average just dip below the 100 barrier.
Well, the question is whether or not Barry Lynn gets an opportunity to win a leg. He's had 1 dart at double, he missed it. Will he get any more? Peter Wright in punishing mood. But he should now.
180. 140.
Needs a treble
to
get himself a 2nd dart at double in this match, and it would be for a break of throw. Oh, that chance has gone after dart 1.
45.
Well, that was an opportunity for Barry Lynn on the Peter Wright throw, but Wright is now looking at 78.
Well, these are the finishers you were talking about, Rob.
Tops for 5-0 for Peter Wright.
58.
Well, barring a darting disaster, another chance for Barry Lynn. He's got 2 darts at double, needs just 1.
Barry Lynn. Seems like it's Barry to throw first. Game on.
And a rare opportunity to have a crack at the doubles, and it works out for Barry Lynn, who breaks the Peter Wright throw.
It's a bit wobbly here, though. The adrenaline might have just got to him a little bit. And here comes Peter the Punisher, peppering the treble 20. Steaming in all right.
180, number 3 for Peter Wright.
96.
Oh, go on then, Peter. Follow it up. And again, keep going, Peter.
Wow, look at that. You could get those 3 inside a polo. Terrific grouping and clustering by Peter Wright, and it's 6 perfect darts for Snakebite here. Well, he might not be wearing Danish colours, but he could well and truly give this crowd something to savour here. The best of luck to you, Peter Wright. I just knew, Chris.
Oh, look at that. 36. The curse of Ross Smith does very strange things to brilliant darts players.
Yeah, wherever he go, whether it's Holland, Austria, Germany, Denmark, you name it. All over Europe we've been for 5 years.
89. Barry Uruguay 148.
Far too many loose darts for Barry Lynn.
52.
It's a very, very nervy looking performance at times.
Yeah, it seems to be as soon as he sniffs, half an opportunity as well.
I really thought once he got that leg on the board it might settle him down, but he kicked off with 32 and he never really got going again.
14.
But there is another opportunity here for Lynn.
There it is. 96. And can he do what he did before and hit the treble first start? Not on this occasion. So he's gone for double top to try and leave himself. I think he did, but he did say wow as he walked back. Surely that wasn't aimed at the treble. Anyway, double 1 for Peter Wright.
Shot the stick there. Peter Wright.
Pinned with dart 1. And now it's 1 leg from a place in the final day of action at the Danish Darts Open 2018.
Well, we've not had too many emphatic victories this weekend so far, but we could well be on course for one here.
Yep, Suljevic in the last match was the most emphatic of the day. Peter Wright looking to follow suit.
140.
Well, he's had a couple of 15 darters, a 16 dart leg last time, a 12 darter with that 155 check out. The 20 dart leg to start things off is the blot on the copybook, if you can call it that, for Peter Wright. I don't think he'll be shedding too many tears over that one. He's closing in as the camera closes in on that treble 20 Bellingham.
I'm amazed by some of the darts, how tightly grouped the points have been for Peter Wright. It's showing the potential for this setup. Just stay straight, Barrett. Give yourself a chance.
100.
He's done that. 21. Now it's up to Peter whether he gives him a chance or not. Started on the ball, so 71 left. Not going to go.
Well,
99.
He's gone for the 18 to leave 32, but he's hit the double 18 instead, so that's why Peter Wright gave it the exasperated look.
Go on then, Barrett. Reel in the big fish. and do it in style. Well, I think he put himself off there. He was so surprised he hit the treble 20.
During 1:22.
Sorry, push the next start into the big one.
Of course, it was the 18 to leave tops as it is. He's now looking at double 11 here, Peter Wright. And he finds a way through, and Peter Wright's not really given too much bother there by Barry Lynn. And Peter Wright, the number 3 seed here, the number 2 in the world, comes through relatively unscathed in his opening match in Denmark at the Danish Darts Open, and comes through with an emphatic scoreline of 6-1, an average of 99 or so in the end for Snakebites. The highlight being that 12-dart leg for a 4-0 lead that he wraps up with a checkout of 155. Barry Lynn got 1 leg on the board in the 5th, so something to take home and take away from him. And I think also Barry Lynn can now look forward to breaking into the top 200 in the world rankings and also on the Pro Tour Order of Merit as well. But Peter Snakebite Wright safely through to set up a meeting with Gerwyn Price tomorrow. And
Peter,
just a reminder, Michael Smith, Adrian Lewis on the way next.
Barry has a bit of a reputation as a giant killer, but you've done a professional job there.
Yeah, well, if you can't do a professional job of backing with a crowd like this.
New country, new venue, but the same reception wherever you go in the world.
This is amazing. Obviously, the first time I've ever been here. Thank you, everybody, supporting not just me, but all the guys. All the guys. You're doing a magnificent job.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world number 2, Peter Snakebite Wright, safely through to the final day of the Danish Darts Open.